the law of this jungle is as old and as real as the sky. And the wolf that abides will prosper, but a wolf that breaks it will die. You see out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. I used to run with the pack, nowadays I run for the pack. Represent from the front to the back, balls in my heart, my city on the map. I was in the field, you're sitting on the bench. See me in the gym, rep till I'm bench. Sweat till I win, that's a victory stench. Yeah, we stay ready for the war, man, I settle in the score. Settle it. Right now I'm with the hype, I ain't in it for the light. I was down on the ground, now I'm up for the fight. I'm on it. Seaside at the dark, now it's into the light. Alpha mode, down for my team. I wake up and I'm chasing a dream. Done dirt, but my crep stay clean. Send for me, rude boy, how you mean? Look at my champ with the verses. Clean sheet in him and I'm on a verse with. Prize fighter, I'm taking the purses. Death match to your family in hearses. The law of this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. See out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack.
After the national game paused last weekend to reflect on the incredible years of service of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, there awarding Billy Wright the FA Cup of 1949, the first FA Cup final that Her Majesty had attended. An association with this football club that even saw her officially open the stand that we sit in here at Molineux, and knighting Sir Jack Hayward, Baroness Hayhoe Flint, and awarding honours to many others, including those close to us here as well. Football returns this weekend and will pay its tribute before kick-off. Before all of that, we will discuss a big match here at Molineux. I'm Mikey Burrows. As you can see alongside me is the Hall of Famer Andy Thompson, and future Hall of Famer, shall we say, and the man who, I keep pointing this out, we sit here and we line ourselves up so we're all perfectly level on our cameras, and Lee Naylor's like, yeah, I'm sorted. And then he gets further and further horizontal. There he is, as we start the show. This is Matchday Live Extra. We are back, and we are exactly the same as we have always been. We will hear from our new signing a little bit later on. He is not involved today, but we will discuss the arrival of Diego Costa. We'll talk through the team news and everything else as well. And of course, try and get these two men's opinion on how possibly you stop Erling Haaland and try and win the game today. All of that before kickoff here on Matchday Live Extra. Tomo, it's obviously been a little bit of a while since we've last been in action, but it was a win, and it was a much welcome win. And they've had 2 weeks now to train and to work and to try and get some rhythm and consistency.
Yeah, so it's like I say, after the break, after what happened. But look, it's given an opportunity because of that break that they can get a little bit more training in, work on a few more things. But it doesn't really help when you've got 3 strikers that would be playing or would be up there to be playing that have got injuries. And it's just a shame that we can't put out a strong side, especially against Man City today, who I'm just looking at their team and their bench, and it's unbelievable. But look, we knew that it was going to be a tough game. Don't matter if we had everybody fit. It's always going to be tough against Man City with the quality that they've got. But look, they've got to have that belief. They've had opportunities to work on things to try and stop Man City. It's going to be difficult, because you're just watching Haaland sell out the way that he plays, and he's winner in the Champions League as well. So, look, it just shows you the quality that they've got.
Well, we'll talk about him a little bit later on. Let's talk about Sasa Kalajdzic, though. Lee Naylor, in commentary, you called it almost immediately that you thought that was a ligament injury. And I'm presuming that's just because you've seen many of them before in your career. But it feels so harsh on a young man who'd made a big move to the Premier League and is going to be out for a long time now.
Yeah, it's such a shame for the boy. As I was watching on match day, I sort of knew that it was a bad one. I didn't expect it to be as bad as it was, but Wolves have got to go on from here now. I mean, that's done. The boys, he's had a bit of bad luck. And it's what we do now and going on from here, because we haven't got any recognised strikers up there, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah, we'll talk through the team news in a second. Tomo, on Kalajdzic, they clearly had a plan of the type of striker they wanted. Now, I say we will talk about the man who has come in a little bit later on, so put him to one side. But as far as Kalajdzic goes, obviously the club will rally round and will offer the support that he needs. But from a mental point of view, it's going to be such a down for him that he's going to need an awful lot of support to make sure that he can come back and be the player that the club thought he was going to be.
Yeah, it is. Just the last 45 minutes in his first game, just when he's come to the club, it's going to be difficult. And look, and I just said off air, he has had a few injuries. He's 25, and he's had a few injuries in his time. And look, if you're going to come back from injuries, and he's come back from, I think, an ACL before, a lot of it is mental. It is coming back and getting yourself prepared. There's going to be a long time sitting down, just having treatment, rehab as well, and it's going to be difficult for him. But you've got to be a strong person, and I think that the physios and all that know about that. They've got to keep his hopes up. The players around him are as well, and I think it's still important to be involved in some way, even though he is injured, with the squad, because at least that just gives you the taste still of things that are happening around the place. And look, you feel sorry for him for the way that it's gone, and as Niles was saying there, so like he grabbed his knee. We saw him grab his knee. He was about just over the halfway line when it happened, and you just feared the worst sometimes, and you're hoping that he's going to come back as strong as ever. But it's going to be a long time rehab, and he's just got to get his mind around it. He's just got to try and think about what he's going to do when he comes back, rather than thinking about all the things he's going to have problems getting back into it.
I say we will talk about the man who has come in. We keep talking about it as if nobody knows. It's Diego Costa, obviously. We will talk about Diego Costa
It's a secret.
in a couple of minutes' time. You can send us your thoughts on the signing of Costa at Mikey Burrows, at Wolves on Twitter. Use the hashtag Wolves Live if you want to get in touch and have your say. And send us your score predictions as well. It'll be really interesting to hear from you and what you're thinking about today's game, wherever you are watching us around the world. I say there will be plenty of tributes to come to the late Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II before kick-off. That will come a little bit later on. Let's take a look back at the last time we were in action before that pause for reflection and in remembrance. This is the best of Wolves against Southampton. And the pass went to Baden's clever feet. Now here's Mateus. Pedro Neto racing up on his right-hand side. Here's Neto into the penalty area. Oh, just wide.
He's got to score. He just had to hesitate a little bit.
Oh, Johnny with a vital interception after Neves had lost out to Alianusi. Now Neves to the right-hand side for Neto, midway inside the half. On for the run of Mateus. Good early cross. Daniel Penance arriving! And he scores! Daniel Penance gives Wolves the lead!
We'll take it.
It's not the sweetest of finishes he's ever struck. But boy, does it mean so much. Wrong foots the goalkeeper. Bounces in slowly. Wolves 1, Southampton 0. Stuart Armstrong's flick, Uribe in the penalty area. Well, Jose Sarr missed it, and Shea Adams with the simplest of tap-ins. But it's come off his arm, and the goal will not be given. It's a huge stroke of fortune.
Lucky man, Sarr. Lucky man.
Still inside the box, attempted cross blocked by Neves. Armstrong with a second cross to the far post, off the crossbar from the header from Shea Adams. Wolves' goal is living a very charmed life. Neto infield to Johnny, who has come alive in the second half, and he's driving forward, and he shoots! Oh my word, it was close. Just bent away at the final moment.
That was a scoop.
Congratulations, Ruben. Can you sum up how it feels to secure those first 3 points?
Well, it's really, really important for us. We've been looking for this since the start of the season. We felt like we deserved to have more points right now, but to have the first 3 in front of our fans as well, it's always special, and it feels really good for us.
Daniel Podence with his second goal of the season already. What was your reaction when that ball went in front of the North Bank?
Well, I was finally scored. The first half, we were playing well. We had a few chances to score before, but fortunately we managed to score a goal, and then to give a clean sheet as well to the team. So really important for us. Just want to keep going now.
What impact did it have scoring just before half-time as well, before you went into the dressing room and spoke to Bruno?
Well, it's really important, to be honest. I think it's one of the best moments to score a goal. Then you can, you don't have the reaction you wait for the opponent, because they had no time to do it. So we went to the dressing room, we rest a little bit, because I felt as well in the end of the game, we feel that the team was a bit tired. It's been a hard week for us, playing with only 2 days in between the matches. So it was a hard one. We felt a bit tired, but I think we showed the attitude we want to show every time, and the character. And when you need to defend, we defend all together inside of our box, and no one scores goals to us.
Well, this is the first game that we've had since the transfer window closed on Thursday. We've had quite a few incomings this summer. Sasa Kalajdzic, on his Wolves debut here today. He's only been here a couple of days, but how's he sort of settled in so far?
Settled really well. His English is really good, so it was pretty easy to settle in the team. Like everyone that comes, everyone feels that, and it's really good for us to feel as well that the people that comes feels at home really quick. That's because we have a great dressing room, a great group of guys, and we are a great club. So it's really good for them. It's really good for us to have them here, and I hope they can help us a lot during the season.
Of course, now you are wearing the captain's armband for us this season as well. Have you felt like a particular responsibility to make sure those players do settle in and really enjoy their time here at Wolves as well now?
Well, I thought I spoke about that before. I think it's the same responsibility as I had before. Of course, a bit different because we had Connor as a captain. It's not an easy guy to follow. Yeah, but it's impossible. I will say it's impossible to follow him. But we have a great group, like I said. So it's been really easy for me because we have a great group of players, of persons as well. So it's pretty easy to be a captain on the middle of this dressing room.
Ruben Neves talking to Gemma Frith after the win over Southampton. This is the starting lineup that Bruno has selected. Then there is one change. No Sasa Kalajdzic. As we know, it means Gonzalo Guedes comes in to the starting lineup. Now we understand that Daniel Podence will play as the false nine through the middle and Guedes from the left, though that could change. As you can see, Jose Sarr in goal. Then Johnny, Nathan Collins, Maximilian Kilman and Rene Nouri continue as the back four. Ruben Neves, Mateus and João Moutinho in the midfield. Pedro Neto joining Podence and Guedes in the front three. Lee Naylor, I'll come to you first on this. That attacking trio, as we know, we've got Diego Costa, but he's not available to play yet. I say we'll talk about him in a second. No Sasa Kalajdzic, still no Raul Jimenez through injury either. So this is what we've got, right? And the option is Guedes goes through the middle. He could have put Hee-Chan Hwang in, as he did at the start of the season, to play in that more number 9 role. But he clearly feels that Podence as the 9 perhaps is the way to go.
I think, I probably would have done the same. He's got a bit of pace. He's got some strength. I think he can cause problems through the lines. And I think one thing you can do with City is if you've got a bit of pace, you can trouble them. Especially with Ruben Diaz, he's not the quickest. So yeah, I think it's clever. I think it's clever from the manager.
Tomo, do you agree? What do you make of it?
Yeah, so look, you're looking at his options, what he's got. He could either play Wang through the middle, but he's gone for this. And I think probably what he's got available to him, I think there's probably the three that I would have picked as well. I think that Pedence can unsettle them. He's got that art of just hanging back a little bit, just off the back line of Man City, and bringing other people into play. And you're just hoping that we are positive, we're on the front foot. And again, if you're going to score against Man City, you've got to get people in the box. I know we haven't got great height, but you've got to have that movement, that quality of ball from wide areas and stuff like that. But there's enough there that can cause them a problem. It's just a matter of can we get hold of the ball for a period of time, and that's going to be the problem today.
Pedence will help with that, obviously. I wonder, and maybe it's a discussion between the two of you on Pedro Neto and Gonzalo Guedes, because they're both players who are able to carry the ball, right? They're both players who hopefully we're going to look at to get us up the field and get us up the field quickly. But are we getting enough from those two in terms of their goal contributions, in terms of the threat? Because we saw it early from Gonzalo Guedes. We haven't seen as much of it maybe as we would have liked to.
Yeah, I thought that he was probably his best game against the opposition last time. So, but I just think for him, I want to see him more positive. I want to see him taking players on the outside, and that's the thing with Neto as well. Same as Guedes. So look, it's about taking, because I think that we had a tendency when we had the ball about passing it backwards. We're going so far, and rather than committing the defender, we're passing it backwards or square. I would just like to see them two actually get at the fullbacks. You've got John Stones, I presume, that probably will play right fullback, and you'd fancy Neto against him. But that's what you've got to do. You just got to be positive against Man City, because if you keep playing it back, you've seen the way that they close the ball down as a group, and they make it very difficult. And then they've got that quality, what they've got going forward, and can cause you a problem. So the longer that we can keep it up in their half and in that top third, is going to be better for us. But I just want us to be really positive, especially on the flanks.
Nails, what do you make of it? I say Guedes and Neto, there's a big responsibility on those two positions to do an awful lot of work. We saw at Tottenham, Neto was very disciplined in that game, but it meant that he wasn't really an offensive force, and we're also going to need him to be both today.
Yeah, I think Neto's not that far away from, getting back to himself. I think he's had a lot of chances in games where he hasn't pulled the trigger, and I think that could be down to confidence. I think when that gets back, you'll see a lot more goals from him and contributing to the scoreline, which we need. Guedes, I don't think's got going yet at all. I think he's taken a bit of time to settle in. But he's a good player. I've seen him play before, and it's just a time thing with him, I think.
On the team, another position, you were both fullbacks. Is it a brave move? Aït-Nouri staying in for this game? Are you surprised Semedo's not come back in?
I'm surprised Semedo hasn't come back in, but Aït-Nouri, I think, is something that the manager's looked at. About he offers more of an attacking option going down that left-hand side. So if you play Johnny out there on the left and Semedo on the right, yeah, okay, Semedo's done really well, can be more attacking, but I just think from the manager that he probably doesn't want to play both of them and get caught where they're more advanced up the field. So he's just gone for a little bit more security. If Aït-Nouri is going down that left-hand side, which he will do, just to secure it a little bit so we don't leave ourselves open to Man City, because you know what they're going to do, the way that they attack with pace. As soon as we start attacking, if we do give the ball away, they're going to be straight onto us. If we got Semedo and Aït-Nouri playing down the flanks, we could have been left a little bit scarce at the back, and that's what I think he's looked at and the reason why he's playing it.
Semedo, though, Nails, I guess, is the stronger defender than Aït-Nouri. I guess that's the point I was making. Semedo, in fairness, this season, I think has been absolutely exceptional. So he might feel a little bit hard done by that he's not back in.
Yeah, 100%. I thought the last few games I've seen him, he's been getting fitter, he's been getting stronger, and 100% hard done by not to be in the starting lineup. But I can see where Aït-Nouri comes into it, in the fact that if John Stones does go out to right back and you've got Aït-Nouri attacking him, there's a chance down there. So if that was the thought process, then I thought he was a good choice.
Yeah, so look, I'll just touch on Semedo. Thought he had a very good game against Newcastle, didn't he, again?
Yeah.
Maximum. So look, yeah, I'm surprised a little bit as well, but you can see the reasoning behind the manager.
It's going to be really interesting on the substitutes bench, by the way. First opportunity perhaps to see Boubacar Traore, Hee-Chan Hwang, Jerson Mosquera, Nelson Semedo, Totti, Conor Ronan, Hugo Bueno and Chem Campbell. The latter two, by the way, have been officially promoted to being part of the first team squad now. So they are no longer under 21s, just being involved on a match day. They are fully fledged first team squad members. So congratulations to them for that. Right, let's hear a little bit from Bruno. He's been talking to the media ahead of this game.
Just looking ahead to Manchester City, Bruno, we all remember the game at Molineux last year, Kevin De Bruyne scoring.
I don't remember that game. I wasn't there, so I can't say that. I don't remember that game. I wasn't there, so it's easy for me.
Yeah.
It was my assistant, so it wasn't me.
I mean, it just goes to ask, really, how do you go about stopping Kevin De Bruyne? But even this year, now they have Erling Haaland as well, who started the season on fire.
Look, it's not just. I know it's more easy for us to see where the threat come, but this is the team that we need to understand. They are working like a collective. Because sometimes the threat comes from Ederson. It just can make a long pass and create a situation to score. So they work as a team. They change the first 11. The dynamic is there. During the game, they change the position and the dynamic is there. Now with the new striker, we can see the big difference since last year. Now they can see that the same things. So if it was important also for them, for Man City, because maybe, especially in this modern football, Pep Guardiola was one of the first managers to try to play with a fake nine. So we play with Messi, we play with small guys in that position to come to make the game. And now they have a striker. We can see him in the box. We can see the goals that he scored against Dortmund. So a good cross from Cancelo, and we can find him between the strikers, outside of the strikers, second post, first post. So he's scoring goals from that situation. So I think that's the things that also we need to be attention with them. We know how they create chances. We know what kind of spaces they want to push us to have spaces in the different places. We know that what kind of runs they want to find in our box, what kind of spaces they want outside of the box to create chances. And now they have a striker like him. They can score a goal like they scored 2 nights ago.
At Molineux today, we are hosting reigning champions Manchester City. This is the first game we've had in a fortnight, with the Liverpool game postponed by the Premier League as a mark of respect to Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And today, things will look a little bit different here at Molineux too, as those tributes continue. There will be a minute's silence and a live performance of the national anthem before kick-off. There will also be no pre-match entertainment or music. The flags will remain at half-mast, and players and officials will be wearing black armbands. There will also be a minute's applause on the 70th minute to commemorate the Queen's 70-year reign, the longest in British history. Manchester City are currently unbeaten in all competitions this season, including their midweek Champions League fixture at home to Dortmund. Erling Haaland has had a strong start to life in the Premier League, already racking up 10 goals and breaking records in just 6 appearances. Today, he'll be coming to Molineux on his very first visit here, and he'll be reunited with former teammate Hee-Chan Hwang, who they played together with at RB Salzburg. Together, they produced 11 goals in 17 appearances. Last time out, we secured our first 3 points of the season at home to Southampton, with Pedence's goal just before the half-time whistle, the difference between the two sides. It was also that afternoon that Sasa Kalajdzic unfortunately suffered an injury to his ACL. But in the week since, we have bolstered our attacking options by signing Diego Costa. He won't be involved today as he continues to build match fitness, but we could see a Wolves debut for Boubacar Traore.
Gemma Frith putting this game in context for us. She mentioned him there. We've mentioned him loads of different times. But I don't know whether anyone noticed. We made quite a big signing this week. Diego Costa. That was a surprise, wasn't it? Diego Costa has arrived at Wolves, signing on for the season. He's not involved today. It's going to take him some time to get up to the required levels of fitness. He's been out of the game for a little bit of a while since he stopped playing in Brazil. He scored 5 goals in 19 appearances for Atlético Mineiro at his last club. But I'll just ask your view. Tomo, what do you make of that signing? Bringing in place 33.
Yeah.
He scored 187 goals in 495 games. We all know what he did for Chelsea. What do you make of it?
Well, me and Niles was talking off air earlier on and just saying he's 33. He hasn't played since, was it January? As you get older, it becomes very difficult or very hard to maintain that fitness. And it's going to be interesting. I know they've said like 2 or 3 weeks whether or not he's going to take. But being out for 8 months as a 33-year-old sometimes can take its toll a little bit, and trying to get that fitness. Look, if he gets fit, it's going to absolutely brilliant for us, especially with the problems that we've got up front. They've signed him.
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
If he is anything like the Diego Costa that was at Chelsea, Nails, we've got an incredible signing.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. The question mark is that where's he at fitness-wise, and what's he been doing in between these 8 months of not doing anything? Has he been training? I don't know what he's been doing. So it's so difficult to call. I'll be honest. It's so difficult to call. It could be the best signing we've ever signed. It could turn out to be like that, or could be one of them where you might need to look at it.
Because Tomo, I remember a game, you and I were here, the FA Cup game a couple of seasons ago when we were a championship team, and he scored a goal in that game, but he just strolled around the field like a guy who owned it. And I don't know whether you've seen the behind-the-scenes video of his first day when he came in for all the medical, and he walked into the training ground, he walked into the gym like he owned the place. This is a guy who's been there, done it, who is clearly has a confidence and an aura about him that might just inspire others.
Of course he is. He's got a presence, hasn't he? And you don't play at that level for the time that he has if he hasn't got something about him. And look, sometimes it's great for a player coming in like that. Apparently, he's funny as well. He's got a sense of humour. But we want the Costa on the pitch, the one that caused mayhem for years, like up front. And that's what you need. Sometimes you need somebody who's going to unsettle teams. I'm just hoping that we can get him in some decent condition when he comes back, because if he can get himself around the pitch and cause problems up that top end of the pitch, then of course he's going to be a good player for us. But I say it's making sure we get him back and get him some kind of fitness to actually cause a problem for teams, because I'm sure that's something that's gone through everybody's head with the club and also with the fans as well, is if we can get Costa anything near what he was, then it's going to be a good buy.
Go on, Nails.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the way I look at it is that it's like if he hasn't done anything in terms of fitness and that, it's like an old school pre-season, like a back in the day pre-season. It'll take you 6 weeks minimum to get back to any sorts of fitness to what today's level is. Like, it's a minimum. And then you got to get games in too. You know, we back in the day we didn't see the ball for 2 weeks straight of pure running. That's the sort of, you know, that's what you used to do, because you didn't do anything in off
Yeah, but Tomo used to go down the pub every Tuesday, and then they had Wednesday off, and then they came back and played.
But if he hasn't done anything at all in those 8 months, it'll be like he's been down to the pub. So it's going to be. No one knows what he's been up to.
It's going to be fascinating to see how it all pans out. He's not involved today, but he has been speaking to Wolves TV. He's not necessarily comfortable in speaking in English. He can speak in English, but he's done an interview in Portuguese, and here's a little bit from it.
E agora falando pouco sobre o Wolves como clube, sabendo que eles estão na Primeira Liga, sabendo que é uma liga inglesa que é super física, é um desafio. Você teve alguma dúvida antes de aceitar?
Não.
O que foi sobre o clube que fez você falar, sabe uma coisa? Eu vou levar esse desafio.
Não, o clube o primeirão, tem um timaço. Tem muitos jogadores muito bons. Joga muito bem futebol. E voltar à Premier League para mim foi o principal.
Ah, foi o principal?
Voltar. Não, lógico, o clube, assim, e nesse clube, né, que eu sabia que era um clube que a adaptação para mim ia ser muito mais fácil. Questão não só da técnica, da qualidade dos jogadores que tem, mas dos meninos que são portugueses, então ia facilitar bastante minha adaptação.
Mas você acha que a Primeira Liga te chamou por causa do nível que ela é, em comparação às outras?
Sim, o nível da Premier League, eu sempre acho que é a melhor do mundo, na Premier League. Eu tive a felicidade de jogar, depois voltei outra vez, então, uma opinião que eu acho que eu tenho, por experiência própria, que é a Premier League, não sei, a atmosfera, a forma que se joga, né? Os campos tudo cheio, gramado perfeito, os torcedores respeitam os jogadores, né?
A estrutura também
a estrutura,
totalmente...
que é muito organizado, entendeu? Muita disciplina. Eu mesmo já sofri com isso há um tempo atrás.
Se você tivesse que voltar para a primeira vez que você veio para a Inglaterra e dar uns conselhos para o Diego Costa daquela época, você falaria o quê?
Seja o mesmo.
Adoro.
Nunca mudo nada, nem uma vírgula.
E então a gente pode esperar mais do Diego Costa que a gente viu naquela época?
Se eu estiver bem, se depender mentalmente, sim. Mentalmente, isso aí não vai faltar vontade.
Interesting, isn't it? Really interesting, some of the things he was saying. The longer version of that interview available, of course, on Wolves TV. Check that out after the game, obviously. It'll be fascinating to see how Diego Costa fares here at Wolves. I mean, he could have been, a fit Diego Costa could have been pretty useful today. There's a pretty good striker, Tomo, in the opposition lineup. Erling Haaland has been a remarkable start to his Premier League career. I mean, it seems bonkers to me that there were people who were questioning whether he could do it in the Premier League and whether he'd hit the ground running. The big question is, how do Wolves stop him today?
I don't know is the answer, because I've watched him with the way that he plays. Say he's not just a big striker who can run. He's a clever player as well. Timing his runs, the kind of runs that he makes. And he was a perfect match for Man City. With the way that Man City play and the quality that they've got with their passing ability, it was always going to be a striker who was going to get loads of opportunities, which he has. But he's just in the right place at the right time, isn't he? So that ball comes across and he's there. And you saw the goal in midweek. It was unbelievable for the winner. And the way that he goes and the way that he plays, he's going to be a handful for anybody. And that's not just in this country, but I say, like in the Champions League as well, as he's proven. Was he got 10 goals already? 10 league goals?
I mean, he scored more goals than 13 of the Premier League teams so far this season, Wolves included.
You mean he's in front of us?
I mean, that is the level. But, you know, look, Lee Naylor had Lionel Messi in his back pocket once, playing in the Champions League.
He's
So
only just let him out.
yeah, that's why he's not quite been the same at PSG. But, you know, listen, Nails, you came up against arguably the greatest of all time, right? So when you're up against a player who is on that kind of level, that kind of caliber, you, I guess, in your own mind, you simply have to go, right, I'm going to give it everything I've got, and hopefully that's good enough.
Yeah, these sort of games, they're like cup final games, I think. When you're the underdog, you act as, I want to beat these people at the top. I want to knock them off the top. I want to play the best I can. I want to show people what I can do. These are the games that, you know, that can make you as a player. You know, you got Max at the back there. He could be showing, you know, Gareth what he's missing, having not been picked, which I thought was a bit unfortunate. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me, stopping the main man, you got to stop all the sauce that comes to him. You know, he gets fed by these unbelievable midfielders, wingers, and that's the sauce you have to stop him scoring.
Right, score prediction time. I'm coming to Nails first because I know he's bubbling up for this one today.
2-2.
Nails is going for the draw. He's confident. Tomo?
I'm never going to bet against Wolves. 2-1 Wolves. I'm never going to bet against.
That's a point. That's not betting against.
No, so look, no, but you're just looking at the quality of the Man City. I mean, so look at what they've got, and they should win the game. But I can't go against Wolves in the way that we're going to play. I just think that they're going to be up for this game, and I think that we at last going to get a couple of goals.
Listen, it's happened before, and I am saying it's going to happen
That was
again.
a game as well, the 3-2.
Wolves 3, Manchester City 2 is my prediction.
What?
That's
Are
what,
you ill?
That's,
Are you ill?
That's what we're going to end on today.
Right, it's all right. Have you fell off your chair?
Lightning can strike twice. Hopefully, we are in for an incredible piece of entertainment on this Saturday lunchtime. Join us for the full live radio commentary at wolves.co.uk and via the Wolves app, wherever you are in the world. We'll leave you with that dramatic night from a few years ago.
Yeah,
I'm feeling
hot.
okay.
He's hot.
I'm feeling
He's hot.
okay.
He's hot.
Come on, me babbies. Let's see it.
And we're back underway with Conor Cody as Dendoncker re-enters, and Cody with a lovely ball through the middle. Jota, it's past Edison. Edison brought him down outside the area. It's a massive decision. Martin Atkinson is reaching for his pocket. Edison's gone. He's sent off after just 11 minutes of the game. Intercepted by Neves. Rodri back out wide for Riyad Mahrez. Traore with him. Mahrez still going. Oh, Mahrez took a right old tumble, and City have got 4 players swarming round Martin Atkinson, saying that there should be a penalty. Whistle being blown, or about to be blown.
Give penalty.
Penalty.
Never.
Goodness me.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
The South Bank behind the goal waves it away. Sterling strikes. He does save it. Rui Patricio saves. Rui Patricio is Wolves' hero again. The roof is going to come off this stadium for all the wrong reasons. Man City have a corner. Oh, it's another penalty. Encroachment. Sterling's going to get another go.
I'll tell you what, if that was the other end, would it have happened up the other end? I don't think so.
It's a game of bluff. Sterling to step up right-footed. And Patricio saves, but Sterling taps home the rebound. Jota up to Jimenez. Jota's continues run. Jimenez to find him. Oh, he lifts it over the top of the crossbar. It was a beautiful sweeping move from Wolves. Oh, now then, De Bruyne has released Sterling. Sterling's in behind, up against Patricio, lifts it over, and Manchester City have a second. As quick as you like, the champions carve Wolves open. Oh, Neves intercepted it from Sterling. Now here's Traore. Traore's the edge of the box. Lewis! Oh, are you kidding me again? Adama Traore into the bottom corner. What a hit! Brilliant strike. Wolves are back in this game. It's a brilliant finish. Coutinho whipping it into the danger zone. No, good header just wide. Saiz to Neto, left-hand side, just outside the area. Twisting and turning against Garcia on his right foot. Cross took a deflection off a Man City head and Benjamin Mendy. Mendy thinks that's going to go. Oh, Traore's robbed him. Traore into the penalty area. Raul Jimenez! Raul Jimenez turns it home! Would you believe this? Oh, it's a stunning game. It's a stunning moment. Brought to you by a stunning football team. Adama Traore has scored one and now made one, and Wolves are back level against the champions. And here comes Neves. Doherty, 30 yards from goal to Jimenez, back to Doherty, into the area, Doherty to strike it! Oh! Matt Doherty! Matt Doherty! Matt Doherty! Into the bottom corner, left-footed to send Molineux into sheer pandemonium! This is unbelievable! It's incredible! It's remarkable! It's a Christmas miracle! This just doesn't happen. 2-0 down against the champions to 3-2 up with 30 seconds to go. Here comes Sterling, couple of short steps, strikes it over the wall off the top of the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. And listen to that roar around Molineux.
The law of this jungle is as old and as real as the sky, and the wolf that abides will prosper, but a wolf that breaks it will die. You see, out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. I used to run with the pack, nowadays I run for the pack. Represent from the front to the back, wolves in my heart, my city on the map. I was in the field, you're sitting on the bench. See me in the gym, rep till I'm bench. Sweat till I win, that's a victory stench. Yeah, we stay ready for the war, man, I settle in the score. Right now I'm with the hype, I ain't in it for the light. I was down in the grind, now I'm up for the fight. Seaside at the dark, now it's into the light. Alpha mode, down for my team. I wake up and I'm chasing a dream. Dumb dirt, but my crap stay clean. Step for me, rude, boy, I am me. Look at my jump with the verses. Clean sheet in him and I'm on the verse with. Prize fighter, I'm taking the purses. Death match and death, I'm reaching hearses. The law of this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf